Good morning, everyone, or hello, everyone. It's morning here in the US and afternoon in Europe where Renelle is. And Quantum U is so excited to be with you today. Today, we're going to talk about a really interesting topic that has been on my mind this week. And one of our Instagram followers asked that we elaborate on it a little bit more. And we thought, yeah, let's do that. So we kind of wanted to talk about this whole ability we have to heal the quote past. And I say quote because there's no time, right? Time doesn't exist. The only place the time exists is in our mind. If you really think about it, the past is only present when you contemplate it. Right now is all that we have. And so Renelle, I wanted to ask you about, I know you were really excited about the story that Joe Dispenza shared in his book about healing the past. So if you want to tell us about that story and maybe just kind of tell us what it meant to you.
Yes, when I was going through his book, and the story was, first of all, hi guys. The story was about a group they did an experiment where they had 3 groups of people praying for a certain list of people in a hospital in July 2000, I think they said. But the group of people praying for these people in hospital at that time had no idea what the names of the people were or anything about them. They were just asked to pray for, out of the group, half needed to be prayed for and the other half not. They wanted to experiment what happens when you pray for people. Now that's obviously what came out of it. Half of the people that were prayed for got better. Okay, they increased a much better improvement in their health. But one part that really struck me, or was really about what we are talking about today, is they did not tell the people that the people that were supposed to be in the hospital in July 2000 was not there in July 2000. They had been in the hospital from 1990 to 93, if I remember correctly. And they improved then, after they were prayed for in 2000. So this just blew my mind. I had to read this over and over again to realize what this actually meant for us. And this is where we start on the topic. So you can elaborate on that. I just thought that is amazing. And a subject for today.
It's so intriguing and what a mind-bending thing, right? But when we stop trying to contemplate it with our mind and just feel it from our spirit, it makes sense. And I think, if anybody on the listening now is familiar with Dr. Carolyn Leaf, she's a neurologist, and she's actually, I think she's out of South Africa, and she talks about the science behind the neural pathways that we form. And so when something happens or we think about something, a small neural pathway is formed in our brain. And the more we think about it, the more we strengthen and build that neural pathway. And so, for example, if something traumatic happened in your past, in your childhood, for example, you created a neural pathway by experiencing that situation. And through repeated use of that neural pathway, meaning remembering and reliving that scenario, you've strengthened the pathway and whatever might be associated with it. So the negative emotions, the negative scenarios, and that will actually cause you to draw similar situations into your life. And so Dr. Leaf talks about in her book that it really is just as simple as creating a new neural pathway. And so for the purpose of this discussion today, you can take a scenario that happened yesterday, 2 minutes ago, or 10 years ago, and simply rewrite the neural pathway, rewrite the memory. Because again, it's all just right now. If you think about it, all we have is this present moment. And so what you're doing is you're just abandoning that old neural pathway and creating a new one. and it will enact change in your life right now, which now means 10 years ago, now means 2 minutes ago, now means 10 years from now. And so it's kind of an interesting way to just think about the science of it, but also understand the spirituality of how that comes into play.
I love what you just said. I love how you explained the fact that the neural pathway is there. So it does not really matter if you're going to rewrite that pathway. And we always, I find it so interesting. We made such a big thing out of time, yet out of time, if you think of it in the biological sense, you just think of that neural pathway that you'd like, the experience that you are changing. And either way you see it, you're changing your whole future. Because as soon as that part healed and you let go of the emotions of that experience, your whole experience in the future changes. Like if I call it in the future, in the now, how you respond to things changes. Everything about your life, you create new experiences from a new pathway, then a healthy pathway, which is going to create life. And we have so much power to decide what we create. And so thinking in these terms now, would you give an example? Okay, now we just heard of the example of Dr. Joe Dispenza, what they did, or what example he used. Have you heard of somebody that basically went that? I know of Katie Souza actually does that. She just, she would just lock into an area where people had emotions all locked in. And as soon as that emotion was released, everything changed for the people. They were immediately, their whole future and every experience has changed. But she also would go out of time and deal with it from a place of now. So
the infinite. Yeah, that's what's kind of cool about it, is like the infinite also means you can help other people with this. So like I'm part of a group with the church I'm a member of, and we do this for people. And Mike Popovich, who's the pastor of our church, kind of taught us about this. And I've started using it to pray for people specifically with health issues. It can apply to anything, but I think when we have a health challenge, whatever symptom we're having can be really distracting in the moment, whether it's pain or a physical, parents issue or whatever it might be. And so rather than trying to dig yourself out of that hole that you feel like you're in, just see it not happening at all, So we've been praying for people and just, seeing that they never become aware of a health problem. Like it's just never something that enters their awareness. And I've even started to pray for people in the way that, let's say, for example, they've got, I use the skin issue because it's easy to picture. Let's say they've got eczema or something like that. I just picture them never even noticing any skin problem at all. And also I picture them sitting at a table with friends or whatever, and their friends just saying to them, wow, you've always had the most beautiful skin. It's just amazing. I'm so envious of your skin. You just have lovely skin. And I rewrite the memory of them noticing the skin problem. And then I also write a memory of the opposite for them. And so it's kind of cool, like, because we're all one collective mind. And so we can help other people with this. And so even if other people are struggling, we can see for them in the past, which is kind of cool.
I love that. I find it so interesting how we all see different things when we see for people, because I love seeing for people. I always offer that too in my group on Facebook. To thank the people. I love to invest in seeing for them. And the way I've been seeing it is similar to you. It's also seeing in the now, but in the future of how they would respond, what they would be doing. And I see them sending me videos of how happy and extremely ecstatic they are of what they have received, as if it's just done, as if it's in the now. And I find that is very powerful because, like you said, we're all connected, and our emotions for them, our excitement for them also helps them come into who they fully are. And I love to do that. I think it's very important also, Ashley, that we stand with people in doing this, because their gain is our gain. I don't know,
Yes,
you probably know what I mean. As soon as you,
I do.
I
Yeah.
just love it. It's a reward when they get to walk in their destiny, and it excites me more than anything. And I know it's for you the same.
Oh, it's worth all of the gold in the world to get to help somebody, see for themselves and help somebody kind of past a roadblock. I think because what's cool about helping other people is that, or and even using your network, people that are like-minded, you can say, hey, I need you to help see with me this, because other people don't have the neural pathway you do. And so if you're asking for assistance, it's so great because they can help reform your neural pathway with you, and because they don't have that wrong program that they're operating from. And that's what I just love about the community that we can have with people to do this. It's just so beautiful. And the really, what's beautiful to me also, and you and I have talked about this a lot, Ronelle, is that just the tapestry of different ways that we all do this. Right? I see it in a certain way, you see it in a certain way, and it's all perfection. It's just really cool.
Yeah, that is wonderful. And like you said, it's the connection with people, and we have all different, where we are in a certain area stronger. It's awesome just to pick up somebody else and say, come on, we can do this together. And we even know from them experiencing that, even maybe they didn't put in all their imagination or didn't feel it like we did, and they gain victory. It opens them up to all the next experiences for them, because I love that this, when it happens for them, they actually they becoming, and they come into who they really are, and that is beautiful. That really
and
is.
they can go help others. I mean, that's what this is all about, right? I just feel strongly that all of our purpose in life, if you boil it right down to its most simple, is to love and be loved. And so we're all on this journey of uncovering what love is to us, what we are as love, and how we can love other people. And rewriting these things is part of that. It's really cool. It's part of our journey. And I'm really excited about this concept. And I encourage people to send us a testimony if you experience it. It's really, really cool. Oh, one thing I wanted to share just came to my mind. When you do this for other people, it's such a blessing, because as the scripture says, as you water, you yourself are watered. And so again, it's just this whole love and be loved creation that we're all sharing.
Absolutely. And one thing, I feel you grow more also. One grows so much if you just pour out in a healthy way, and grow from this in such a beautiful way. So if we get back to what we were talking about regarding out of timeline, or that there isn't actually a time, that we actually get to govern everything in the now, in every single time frame, or when something happened. Because how would you explain it to somebody that has never heard anything like this? Okay, we did the biological side, which makes sense because we created this situation and we can go and change it biologically. How would you explain it to somebody that's now for the first time heard living in the now, where all possibilities are available? So whatever you experience or want to change is in there for you to change. What would you say to them?
That's a good question. I think, the key differentiator in grasping this concept is that it is impossible to wrap your mind around. And so for a moment, just abandon trying to have your mind figure it out and go within your spirit and check, so you can really understand it from experience, understand it from your spirit versus understanding it from your mind. And so, just, become aware of that spirit within you, and then check. is there really a past? Is outside of your mind and what you can actually bring up in memory or bring up in thought to contemplate the future, outside of what your mind can bring up, can your spirit experience the past or the future? No, it's all right now. And so try to understand it from your heart. And that spirit that we all are is this divine matrix of possibility. And so the cool thing is you can just go within your spirit and become aware of that spirit and just welcome the infinite field of possibility that's there. And you can see that that infinite field of possibility means that it's infinite. The past can be different. The quote past, the quote future can be different. Your now can be different. So choose. Simply choose. What is it that you want? And so, yeah, abandon trying to figure it out with your mind, because our mind exists in the space-time realm.
Yes.
And that's all it knows. Your spirit is what knows the infinite.
And if you think about it, God is love, and love is the highest frequency. So if you try and figure out something with in a consciousness in a low frequency, which is mostly where there's matter, so you're trying to go from matter to spirit, and we know it has to go, for anything to change, has to be from spirit to matter. So and it's just a different, it comes from infinite and possibilities and everything being available. So I think the way you just said that is great and really well explained. And yeah, I think it's wonderful that we get to live, and the fact that it's a journey. And I would just like to encourage you, the listeners, Ashley and I've been doing this for a while. Doesn't mean it will take you that long, and we still have challenges in certain things. And the difference is, get to know that you have a choice, and when you make a choice and you let go of anything that doesn't align with this infinicy and this spirit, you as spirit, your mind keeps recreating this new pathway, and the more you will believe it, the more you recreate. In any situation, that it takes you in a matter of a few, maybe sometimes a second, to switch to who you really are. So if you started doing this and you feel, okay, but why am I not seeing it yet? Keep on going. And I think I don't know who used this example. I don't know if it was Mike. The forest pathway that you walk on, and eventually it's really, even in the thick, lush forest, you will end up creating a pathway. Now, to switch over and start creating a new pathway, you have to nurture the new pathway and keep on going, because you're going to see wonderful things start happening in your life. And it's beautiful. It really is. It's a beautiful journey.
And it really is that easy. I want everybody to be encouraged that it really is that simple. Definitely. It's something, this is what we were naturally created to do. And so this is going to be the most natural thing to you once you start being intentional about creating that new pathway. So be encouraged. It can happen quickly, and it's really exciting. So let us know your experience with it. We're excited to hear from you guys.
Yes,
so thank you so much.
I think it's just great that you added there. It doesn't have to take long, and that's a very important point. It can just get it. And we've seen that with experiences with so many people around us that just got it. And that is the beautiful thing. So yeah, thank you, Ashley. It was wonderful to chat again this week. And thank you guys for listening. And until
we'll talk to you soon.
Yes. Goodbye.